Cheers, everybody. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well on this at least in California, very hot Thursday. So, hope you are sipping back and cooling down with some wine or whatever beverage it is that you're sipping on, because we are going to slowly gear ourselves into the weekend. We have an artist today who has this amazing ability to combine all of these life experiences, and with her secret recipe provides us with this vibe that turns into this really relaxing mood that's very relatable and just overall perfection. And with that being said, we have the Aries Miss Emily James.
What's up?
How we doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. And are you staying cool over in SoCal?
I am. Yeah, it's definitely hotter out than I prefer, but I feel like in LA it's kind of like anything above 70s too much, and then anything below is too cold. So
we're very particular in California.
Yeah.
We think things are way too hot, way too cold. We just prefer like 70-degree weather
right,
all the time. Anything else is just chaos.
Yeah.
All right. So Emily James, for everyone that's tuned in, thank you for joining us. And over the course of today's show, we're going to be providing you with a variety of links as to where you can find the music and a bunch of other cool stuff that is going to be found on the website and the social media platforms that Emily's got going. In the meantime, though, you want to kick it off with the first song of the day?
Let's do it. Yeah. This first one is called Dreaming, and it's the title song from my EP from 2019. So
cool.
Trace my palm with the tip of your thumb. Hands aligned, but never quite touching. And kiss my head as we both pretend I'm sleeping. Never any meaning. Are you afraid of the way that we're feeling? Is it okay if I say that I'm healing? Just don't walk away, 'cause I change when you're leaving. I miss the days when we lay around dreaming. Ooh. While we're still spellbound, chase the light that's trickling down. We keep our voices low, 'cause we're breakable. And no one knows the secrets we hold. Are you afraid of the way that we're feeling? Is it okay if I say that I'm healing? Just don't walk away, 'cause I change when you're leaving. I miss the days when we lay around dreaming. We could fly away if we wanted to, back to simpler days when our hearts were brand new. We could find a way to a second chance. All you have to say is you're ready to start again. Are you afraid of the way that we're feeling? Is it okay if I say that I'm healing? Just don't walk away, everything fades
round of applause.
you.
Thank you. Emily James, everybody. And that is off of, I believe, about 2 or so years ago that you put that out.
Yeah, it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but 2020 just, you know how it is.
But I know that I have 2 things to congratulate you for because, A, you graduated from UCLA recently.
I did, yes.
So, hell yeah. I'm going to raise a glass to you.
Yay.
And this is also having to do with the fact that part B of the congratulations, you just turned 21 on April 3rd.
Yeah, well, 22, but we
22?
we celebrated it as if it was 21.
Okay. That makes total sense because your
I'm
21st.
legal. That's the point.
Your 21st was at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was okay though. My parents threw me like a at-home kind of party situation
Love
where
that.
set up our own bar, so we had a good time.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the bar cart industry just skyrocketed.
Oh yeah.
During
For
the
sure.
pandemic. All right. Well, cheers, Emily.
Cheers. Thank you.
You got it. We're gonna call it 21. You turned 21 again because you needed a redo.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. We can do it all over again.
Now, what did you go to school for at UCLA?
I studied sorry, I can turn off my reverb. I studied English and music industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that you spent a portion of your life in Nashville before moving to New York, and then in 2017 moving to LA. So did you have any like country music influence from living in Nashville at all?
I think it probably seeped in there. I know a lot of people will sometimes call my music kind of country crossover. I didn't grow up listening to country music, but I'm sure that because I went to a lot of like songwriter rounds and stuff in Nashville, and that was kind of the vibe most of the time. So I think I was influenced by the music around me. But that's why I love LA so much, is I feel like it's just there's so many different sounds and styles happening, and it's exciting to like try something new and people like that. So
I mean, it's super cool that between Nashville, New York, and Los Angeles, like you have lived in 3 meccas when it comes to, the creative opportunities provided by living in those places. Now, I'm not going to ask you to pick favorites, but what is like your main takeaway from living in LA, from going to school there and living there?
I mean, again, I love the weather, although I do have to say I miss like having rain. Just like an occasional thunderstorm would be nice, but it's okay. I'll take the sunshine. I think, I mean, as far as a favorite, it's hard to say. Like New York will always be home to me, but I think definitely, like, it sounds cliche, but like the people I've met in LA have really made the experience that much better. So
Lots of virtual meets lately.
Yeah.
Now, Emily, what happens when the smog lifts in Los Angeles?
I don't know.
UCLA. And that's a sip. I told you it'll get easier with each sip. Cheers to everyone watching.
I feel like I should have known that one. I think I've definitely heard it before.
Oh my goodness. It's okay. College, it depletes a few brain cells here and there. You learn a lot and then you forget quite a bit too. But to everyone watching, this is Emily James. We're so lucky to have her for this Thirsty Thursday JaMHappyHour performance for the next hour or so. And if you're tuned in watching, we're going to be linking both the liquid diet supplies. So in terms of wine, if you need to replenish your supply, or if you'd like to try our wines out for the first time, you can venture over to jamcellars.com/buy. We have a variety of ways in which you can find our wines or have them shipped directly to your doorstep. So check that out, and definitely check out Miss Emily over on Instagram, on Facebook. We're linking all the social platforms. I believe Facebook and Instagram, both handles are the same, just Emily James Music.
Yep.
Awesome. And your website. So I wanted to ask you if you planned on bringing any new merch to the table, or what merch you do have available for the people watching.
Yeah, I don't have any merch right now, but it's something that I'm definitely working on, and that's the next thing I want to do. So yeah, that'll be coming at some point.
Stay tuned, everybody. So that means you got to follow her on social media and keep yourself updated for new music and new merch. Just keep yourself posted.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, how about you want to do 2 songs back to back?
Sure, let's do it.
Cool.
So this one is called What I'll Remember, and I wrote it with 2 of my collaborators. I think it was beginning of the summer of 2020, so kind of when things were, kind of at the peak, and we were just kind of talking about all the things we missed from so-called normal life, and how you just kind of take those moments for granted, and then once they're gone, that's when you kind of remember how much you appreciate them. So this is what I'll remember.
Wish you could take my hand, I wouldn't take your touch for granted. 'Cause now I feel how bad it hurts not to have it. Although good nights turn to goodbyes, doesn't change the love that was. All the memories when it's ending, they come rushing back at once. Like when we were driving through the canyon, you and me, singing to Stevie, changing words all out of key. It didn't matter, we were happy ever after. At least that's what I'll remember. All alone, it's so cold here in the silence. Didn't know my world could change in a minute. All the memories when it's ending, oh, they all come rushing back. It's so heavy in the present, so I hold on to the past. Like when we were driving through the canyon, you and me, singing to Stevie, changing words all out of key. It didn't matter, we were happy ever after. At least that's what I'll remember. Oh, like wearing your sweatshirt and rolling up the sleeves, watching old movies until we fell asleep. All of it mattered, we were happy ever after. At least that's what I'll remember. Ooh. Now it's over, now I notice everything I didn't notice then. Like when we were driving through the canyon, you and me, singing to Stevie, changing words all out of key. It didn't matter, we were happy ever after. At least that's what I'll remember. Oh, like wearing your sweatshirt and rolling up the sleeves, watching old movies until we that's what I'll remember.
So then this next song that I'll play, also kind of a sad one, sorry. But this one's called The List, and it's on my EP that I just put out this past spring, Wanted You to Know.
Here's a list of the things that I wish I could say to you. Held back 'cause it's so hard to tell the truth. Face to face and I can't seem to get you alone. So here I am, hear my voice on your left and right. Listen once, I won't take too much of your time. Let me have this so I can let you go. Yeah, the night that we met, I guessed you'd mess me up. And though I tried to forget, you still got in my head. Now I'm trying not to think too much. But I wasn't lost till I thought that I might be on your mind. And I switched it off, or so I thought, till your lips locked in. And I swear I won't cry in the silence you're leaving. It's not your fault I'm bleeding. I should've known better than never to have let you in. Did you know for the past couple months or so, you've been behind all my highs and my every low? Yeah, you really dug in deep there. While you go around so unaffected, I'm wondering how we got disconnected. I guess we were never on the same page at all. But I wasn't lost till I thought that I might be on your mind. And I shook you off, so I thought, till your hand fell in with mine. And I swear to let you. I won't ask our friends about you. I'll just talk in circles round you. I know I'll survive you out of my life, but I won't laugh as loud without you. Yeah, the night that we met, I guess you messed me up. But I wasn't lost till I thought that I might be on your mind. And I switched it off, or so I thought, till your lips locked in with mine. And I swear I won't cry in the silence you're leaving. It's not your fault I'm bleeding. I should've known better. I should've known. I meant to know better than never to let you in.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you.
Emily James, for everyone who's tuned in right now. And that song that you just heard, if you're just joining us or if you missed it, she mentioned that song is off of her latest release from, I believe, just less than a handful of months ago. You put out, the EP's called I Wanted You to Know Part 1, right? Okay, so that's I believe track 4 out of the 6.
Yeah, that's good. I don't even know if I could have told you that.
But for everyone who's watching, you can follow her on Spotify if that's your preferred music platform. You can listen on Apple Music. It's all on there. So check it out. And I think you have a handful of videos available on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. What's your favorite music video creation memory?
Ooh. That's a hard one. I would say I really enjoyed filming the one for Nobody's Baby because I got to just kind of like act up and like throw feathers everywhere, and that was fun. But yeah, they all kind of have their moments. Don't Fall on Me was fun too because there was a swing in the space that we did it, and I just got to like swing around, and yeah,
There's
it
like
was fun.
something about being on a swing, and I feel like when we all become adults, we don't do it anymore.
Right.
But then
yeah.
like those random, late night walks or talks that you go on, you end up on a swing,
Yeah.
having a conversation with someone. You're like, wait a minute, this is still really fun. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like what's cool about your music, you kind of provide that sort of outlook on things by being mature and giving this realistic outlook a lot of the times through the lyrics on heartbreak and life as a whole. But then you're also somehow, I don't know, you're magically with your pixie fairy ways, you're able to concoct this like perfect balance between this nostalgia of childhood and like just taking us all back through your illustration and just really visual lyrics, but then also giving us that really hard look on our lives, and it's really cool.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
So you were saying the music video for, was it Nobody's Baby? That was the one that you had the feathers.
Yeah,
all that good
yeah,
stuff.
and I actually good segue because I was planning on playing that next. So
Perfect. So for all of you watching, check it out. Check the video out on YouTube. And Till the Morning is the release that you can find the song on. So I think it's the 3rd song of that EP, or is it an album? Full
that one, yeah, that one's an album.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, this one is called Nobody's Baby. I was a rainbow, he was colorblind, an optical illusion. He couldn't recognize, he dimmed my light because it hurt his eyes. At least he tried. He didn't want me to shine. Well, don't say you're doing the best for me, 'cause I know you've got only yourself to please. I'm done, and here's how it's gonna go. You leave me alone, 'cause I ain't nobody's baby. I ain't nobody's fool. Go ahead and try to replace me. Do what you want, I won't be missing you. Don't know how else to make you understand. You're just a boy and I need more than half a man. I'll make it known that I'm no little girl. I'm a lady and I ain't nobody's baby. Well, at the start, yeah, he was sugar sweet till he took a bite of envy. That's when things got mean. I guess he wanted me to taste a piece. Made sure I'd see him running round with a different me. What did you think I was gonna do? Drop down and come crawling back to you. I'm done, no, I already told you so. But just so you know,
I ain't nobody's baby. I ain't nobody's fool. Go ahead and try to replace me. Do what you want, I won't be missing you. Don't know how else to make you understand. You're just a boy and I need more than half a man. I'll make it known that I'm no little girl. I'm a lady and I ain't nobody's baby. Don't know how else to make you understand. You're just a boy and I need more than half a man. I'll make it known that I'm no little girl. I'm a lady and I ain't nobody's baby.
Thank you.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who's watching right now. Lots of people seem to be commenting. So let's take a look real quick. Let us know where all of you are tuned in from. I'm towards the top of California, over in downtown Napa at our Jam Cellars Wine and Music Studio. And then Emily is on the opposite end of California. We are both suffering through the heat, though. Despite our distance, but she's over in LA where you guys all tuned in from. We've got people on all these different platforms today. Finally set up Twitch, which is really cool. So that's gonna expand the people that get to see these really cool virtual concerts. And let's take a look. Okay, Cherie, I think, do you think that's how you pronounce that, Emily? I don't know if you can see it. If you go to the comments part, I always feel so bad because I never know for sure. Cherie, I feel like, is how it should be pronounced. She's in Jacksonville, Florida, which is probably really hot.
Love that.
Oh yeah, there she is. So
Hey, Cherie.
okay, she says yes. Woo! I don't know if I was sweating because of the heat, Cherie, or because I was nervous, but I'm so glad I said that right. Okay, so Emily, I'm curious because you obviously have this knack for music and this natural talent, which, you know, I think a lot of people, they work really hard, as do you, when it comes to this career path. But I feel like, especially with your musical upbringing, you know, you were constantly surrounded by music growing up, and then you were, what, like 10 freaking years old when you started, you know, getting really into it, and
Yeah.
that doesn't happen for everyone. Sometimes it's later on in life, and you know, it's enjoyable, but you have to work at it. You just had it like right off the bat. So tell me about when you were around 11 and a certain artist's album dropped around that age that was inspirational. Tell me how that's helped you or guided you.
Speaking of Florida, I was actually visiting my sister. She was living there at the time, and I had just bought 21 by Adele, and we were just kind of like, we would just like blast it in the car over and over again. And as soon as I heard Someone Like You, I was like, I am obsessed with this song, as many other people also felt when they heard that song. But like the first thing I did once we got back home was I just like learned how to play it, and I just like didn't stop. But yeah, it was just kind of weird how affected I was by that song and that whole album, because it was obviously like a very heartbreak centric album, and I was 11 and hadn't really experienced anything to the extent that she had. But yeah, it was like the first time where I felt kind of how much music can move you on a different level than just casually listening or playing with your family or friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the turning point for me, where I was like, I know this is what I want to do.
Yeah. I feel like I'm picturing your 11-year-old self, and also at the same time picturing my like 11-year-old self with Hillary Duff when I was
Oh,
younger.
yeah.
And like in my mind when I was that age, like I had my little crushes and
Yeah.
whatnot. And so the way that you could relate to these like heartbreak songs is like, oh, does he like me back?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
just-
Exactly.
You're like just starting to not feel that
All
boys
the
have
middle school
cooties.
romances.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so question for you.
Okay.
What did... I would just get the
I'm
wine
so nervous.
readily available in your hand. What did the cow say to Adele as she walked past the field?
I don't know.
I'm not going to try and sing this, okay? So just picture it in her tone and the cadence and everything. Hello from the other side.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay? No way I was going to try that. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I freaking love Adele, and I think that she has had a glow up, but I think she also was so beautiful, like, from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think she went through like a breakup, and then she like did it for herself, the revenge bod sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I'm ready for new music. It's about time.
How long has it been?
I don't know.
I don't know.
At least 5 years.
Yeah.
I would say.
Long time before you were 21.
Right.
Crazy. Now speaking of new music, so I sense there must be like a part 2 to your
Yeah.
latest release.
Potentially.
Potentially,
I have a
okay.
lot of new music, and trying to figure out that situation. But yeah, definitely new music is on the way. Just figuring out if it is consistent as a part 2 or if it's just its whole new thing. So
love
we'll
it.
see.
It's like a to be continued sort of cliffhanger. I like it.
Exactly.
And for the people that are watching right now, like if they want to keep themselves updated for, whatever it may be in terms of new music, would they be better off for a more constant feed of updates from Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah, I would say either works. I'm probably more active on Instagram, but yeah, either one, whatever people prefer.
And how about good old Twitter?
Yeah, same thing. I try, and I'm not as good at Twitter, so I'm there, as often as I can
Yeah.
be, but
I'm like on it, but I don't use it, if that makes sense. I don't
Yeah,
put
yeah.
tweets out. I take them in, and it's like my newspaper in the morning, but with a grain of salt.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see here. We've got about 25 minutes left. So why don't let's see. I am curious for the people watching right now, because I love seeing comments from the people who have seen some of your music live in person, or who've been following your live posts or your pandemic posts, if you will. So for everyone that's in the comments, let us know. I'm going to ask her one more question before we get into some more music, because this is a fun one that I like to ask. And I know that you've had some really, really awesome inspirations when it comes to your musical upbringing. So I feel like you're going to have a good answer for this. But if let's say you have MTV and a camera crew, they're like following you around. And this could be nowadays with the pandemic going on, or prior to the
Yeah.
pandemic. But if you had a reality TV show and it was based upon your life and your day-to-day activities, what do you think you would want for your every day, every show theme song?
Oh, wow.
And it could be your music or someone else's.
I would say, like my I'm gonna go with this because it's like my go-to karaoke song, and it just makes me feel happy. But "Signed, Sealed, Delivered" by Stevie Wonder. It
Dude.
just like, you know.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that you brought up karaoke too, because
Yeah.
I love, like, when I've had full bands on here, I'm like, all right, out of all you guys, who is the karaoke pro? Like, who are you handing the mic to, firstly?
Yeah.
So what happens when Stevie Wonder tries to shave his 5 o'clock shadow, shave his beard?
Please tell me.
Stevie Nicks.
Also a fave.
Shout out to Fleetwood and to Stevie in
Yeah.
general. Yeah, I can't wait for Bottle Rock, that festival that we sponsor, actually. We're the presenting sponsor for it. And it is on this upcoming September, like that last taste of summer. And so for everyone watching, you can still try and win some sold out tickets. It's a pair of the Friday general admission tickets, and you can either, I think you can do both, but on the website, we have the like submission for entries to the giveaway, and it's going on through the 20th. So a few more days. And then on our Instagram at Jam Sellers, you can go to, I think, our second most recent post and follow the instructions and submit for that. So check that out. It's going to be so cool. Have you seen the lineup for it?
I have. I really want to go.
So exciting. Well,
Yeah.
you should enter.
Yeah, I will.
All right, cool. And for everyone watching, thank you. Make sure that you follow Emily James Music is the handle on Instagram and Facebook. You can go to either of those or both. Follow, keep yourself updated, and in the meantime, enjoy the next. You want to do 2 songs back to back?
Sure.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
Cheers.
So this next one, as Sam mentioned, I just graduated college this past weekend, which is kind of weird. I feel really old. And I wrote this song right after I turned 17, and I'm 22 now, and I feel old now, and I felt old then. So yeah, I just kind of like to come back to this song every now and then, because it's just kind of about moving through my life and all the changes. So it's called Time.
Once upon a time I was 3. The future was a toy box filled with dreams. Watched fairies dance until I fell asleep. Oh, my world was whatever I wanted it to be. Oh, back when I was 3. Suddenly I was 16, found myself to the left of the passenger seat. A wide open road and no training wheels on my feet. I realized there's so much that I have yet to see. Oh, and how I used to be 16. Time, it's got a one-track mind and a tendency to fly. Don't wanna get ahead, but you sure as hell don't wanna be left behind. Now when it comes to time, one day I'll be 33 with a house and a couple more mouths to feed. I'll sing their innocent hearts to sleep and teach them everything gets closer when you reach. Oh, pretty soon I'll be 35. 33. 'Cause time, it's got a one-track mind and a tendency to fly. Don't wanna get ahead, but you sure as hell don't wanna be left behind. Now when it comes to time, we're all just filling pages in our storybooks, hoping when the last one comes we're not too scared to look. 'Cause time, it's got a one-track mind and a tendency to fly. Don't trust it with your life, but still enjoy the ride. When it comes to time, we've only got one time. And then this next one is another one that I wrote virtually with a collaborator of mine during the pandemic, and we were just kind of talking about everything going on in the world, and this song came out of that, just kind of hoping that we can reach a time where we can all just kind of appreciate each other for our differences as opposed to fighting about them. So this is called That'd Be Alright. Hearts loud, marching through the crowd, leading by the feeling of people all around. Embrace the sound of the time turning around. 'Cause where the sirens ring, they pave the road of pain. Is that the kind of place that makes you feel safe in what you see when you call yourself free? Looking at the highway, I wish it were a river. If I squint enough, it shimmers, and I see a world where we don't have to fight, and everyone loves and can be who they like. Oh yeah, that'd be alright with me. Wouldn't that be alright? TV on doesn't say what's going on. Can't make it right if we turn from what's wrong. Keep marching on through the dawn till we all see the sun. Been looking at the highway, imagine it's a river. Maybe one day it'll shimmer and we'd see a world where we don't have to fight, and everyone loves and can sleep through the night. Wouldn't that be alright? Wouldn't that be alright? Wouldn't that be alright? Wouldn't that be alright? Oh yeah, that'd be alright. Wouldn't it be? That'd be alright. Change, come and listen. Don't stand complicit. Stand up for what's right and make a difference. Love with love, 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 love with love. Love with love, love with love, love with love.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So that, like back to back, you just did Time and That'd Be All Right. So I feel like it resonates with so many people, and that's why that song is so cool when it comes to time, especially, because it does feel like we should all just act like our birthday last year didn't happen.
Yeah.
I've heard so many people reference like, oh, well, I'm technically this old, but I'm just counting it as being a year younger.
Right.
Which, even though it also feels like we've all aged like 10 years in the past year.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, because I just love the perspective of you still having that drive to finish school and get it done, even though it didn't feel like school anymore because it was all Zoom and virtual. And so I guess, like, what is something that you took away, whether it was like on a personal side or like musically and career based? Like, how did you manage everything this past year plus?
Yeah. I think, well, one thing I appreciate now is having a little bit more free time. Just like being able to work during the day and then come home and make dinner and just like chill is like a new concept to me. But I think I definitely learned way more than I even thought I would, just from not only like the classes I took, but the people I met and even just my own experiences. I feel like the past 4 years have been a big kind of growth period, and especially the last year or two, I think, at least for me, it kind of put a lot of things in perspective and kind of taught me to stop, like, thinking so much about the small things and just, live the best life that you can, I guess.
Now, did you like take up the sourdough bread?
No, I'm so
hobby?
mad that I never did that. That's like, I wanted to bake some bread and I never did, but yeah, I'll just have to do it
Oh my
not in
gosh.
quarantine, which is fine.
Okay, did you pick up like a cool new hobby? Because I know I like told myself I was gonna learn the ukulele. Didn't do that. Bought a bar cart though.
Yeah, there you go. I definitely got way more into yoga. I don't know if my friend
cool.
is watching, but we like started doing like daily. We would like over Zoom like share our screen and like do it together. So that was a nice like
What?
social activity for the day.
That's so cool.
But yeah, that was nice, and it like gets you zen and everything.
Yeah.
So
Now, you could do hot yoga basically today if you just turn
Yeah,
your air
just
conditioning
go out-
off.
yeah.
Go outside.
yeah,
Zoom your friend. It's like basically hot yoga.
yeah,
all
there you
day.
go. Yeah.
Okay, another question that I like to ask. So this is a very broad question. So if need be, you could think on it and we'll get into the last song. But
Okay.
if there was like just any possibility out there for you to pick something that you could not fail at, like zero possibility or chance of failure, like you do it and you're going to excel at it, but you haven't tried nowadays with that possibility of, we're all afraid of failure to a certain
Yeah.
degree. But I always like asking people this because I feel like when the chance of failure is out of the question, like not there, it brings out these really creative just ideas and sides to people. So
I don't know if this is like consistent with your question, but it was just the first thing that popped in my head. But I have a major fear of heights, but like I think if I knew that without a doubt everything would be fine, I could maybe go like skydiving or bungee jumping, but I will never do that because you can't be 100% sure, and it's terrifying to
oh
me.
my gosh. Yeah. So I'm weird with heights. I like am totally cool with an airplane, like flying wherever, or roller coasters, because someone else is in control of my fate. But I, like, even if it's not very high up, like hiking and just trusting myself to not slip and fall, I freak out. And I don't know why I couldn't bring myself to skydive, because if you're tandem skydiving, you're technically, in someone else's hands. But I still wouldn't. I could not. Yeah. No, and I'm also very claustrophobic, especially with water. So my thing would be becoming like a pro surfer, because I think it would be so cool.
Yeah, that's one thing too. I would love to be just like amazing at surfing. I think that would be a cool.
Have you tried surfing?
Addition. No, I haven't, but I just know I'll be terrible at it.
It's really difficult, and especially like a lot of times height and claustrophobia for some reason coincide when people are trying to learn to surf, because it looks like a tiny wave from the sand, but when you're actually in the water trying it out, it feels like you're just going so fast and you're so high up and everything is just topsy-turvy. So it's really scary, but it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
Maybe
just leave that to other people. I'll just be a fan.
Let's if you ever come to Napa, and now that we have the live music back in our tasting room where I'm at right now, we're gonna have our live music set later on tonight. But if you ever come out here and do a performance on the weekend, sometime this summer or in the fall, let's make a bucket list for you and I.
Okay.
Like, we don't have to go skydiving, but maybe we'll just like jump off a 3-foot ledge.
Yeah,
or something.
That's fine.
We'll start small.
I can manage that.
We'll help each other. Baby steps. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm down.
Perfect. I have a heavy pour too, so
okay.
You'll be in good hands if you come to the tasting room.
Perfect.
All right. Well, so to everyone out there, Julianne says, wait, where'd it go? You remind me of a female Jack Johnson. I was literally thinking like a mix of female Jack Johnson and maybe like some Colby Calais vibes.
Cool.
Which I love that woman. Amazing music. You just, like Tony saying, very soothing music. Like you provide this like relaxation through your lyrics and just your voice. Like you have this really nice balance. Like you can reach the highs and the lows with the pitch and with the lyrics.
Thank you.
Just really great.
Thank you so much.
Got it. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in too.
Thank you everyone watching. I really appreciate it.
And I'm sad to say we're approaching the 5 o'clock hour over on the West Coast. So we are going to get into the last song, and make sure you check out all the links that we've been posting for the wines and the jams, the tunes, you guys. Everything's posted for Emily James, where to find her on social media, and where you can find our wines. Everything is linked below.
Woo.
Woo.
Well, thank you, Sam. This has been so much fun. This last song, kind of like we were talking about, I tend to write a lot about love or heartbreak or the things that happen in between. But I have a really close relationship with my parents, and I felt like after all that they've done for me, it was time for them to have their own love song. So I wrote this one for my parents as kind of a small thank you. So it's called If You Weren't You. I don't know if my reverb is on or if I just turned it off. Okay.
You've given me a world and a life filled with laughter and light into blue-colored eyes, so I could see all the beauty in everything around me and everyone that I meet. You've taught me strength and how to carry on, sing my song, swallow my pride and admit when I'm wrong. But I'm still becoming who I'm supposed to be. So while I've got you next to me, I don't have a fancy way to say this. But what's the use in overcomplicating? 'Cause no amount of poetry or rhymes fit into melodies could possibly express the barest truth. Yeah, honestly, there wouldn't be a me if you weren't you. I promise to embrace every mistake. I'll learn from those before me, but stay true to what I believe. I'll keep close to heart the words you built me on. Shoulders back when you stand, dream as big as you can. I plan to try to own my life and live it loud. And I just hope I make you proud. I don't have a fancy way to say this, but what's the use in overcomplicating? 'Cause no amount of poetry or rhymes fit into melodies could possibly express the barest truth. Yeah, honestly, there wouldn't be a me if you weren't you. If you weren't you. I know that this is many years belated. I've been searching for the perfect way to phrase it. But if there's anything you've taught me, it's perfection isn't permanent, like the family that swears to stand by you. I love you and I don't know what I'd do if you weren't you. If you weren't you. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you so much, Emily. Just a great set. I can't wait to meet you and for us to overcome our fear of heights together
Yay.
in person. Thank you to everyone who has been in the comments and been tuned in today. Really appreciate it. Make sure that on whatever your preferred major music platform you've got that you stream. Wanted you to know part 1 that was just put out on what I'm realizing was 2/12/21, February 12th.
Oh yeah, yep.
Very cool. Love it. And you heard the song before this last one, That'd Be Alright, was collabed over Zoom, which is so cool, with the co-producer. So everything was written and produced virtually, which just goes to show like how intimate this entire release, this 6-part release was. And so listen to it. You know, we can all relate to a certain degree. We've all been through the ringer this past, I don't even know, year and however many months.
Yeah.
And there are 3 songs on this release that were done out of her bedroom, written and produced. So make sure you listen to it because she really did put her heart and soul into it. It's a very intimate look into her life, hence Wanted You to Know as the title. So give it a listen and keep your eyes peeled for what is yet to come. And hopefully we'll have her in our downtown Napa tasting room for
Yes.
a jam session.
Can't wait.
Oh, that'd be so much fun. So
Yay.
everybody keep yourselves posted on the Jam Sellers platform and on the at Emily James Music platforms on Facebook or Instagram or both. And we'll see you guys next time. But thank you so much, Emily.
Thank you, Sam. This was so fun.
Let's do one last cheers
Yes.
over the camera.
Cheers.
Cheers.